Mr. Wright? Yeah? Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who started... who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come and take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the whole ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Oh, wee. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock? Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you. Oh, sorry I'm late, Aji. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Aji? How you been? Swim much these days? Oh, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Aji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Aji seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who are you? Ah, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. A little worth his car, nonetheless. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? And now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But if you'd like to ask the defense a favor first, just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, it's so slow. Okay, then we have this awkward controls... Oh, my control button fell off. What? Wow, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife. Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your question focused on the case at hand. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. I can present. Because of this, Goodman's note. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife... This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from my G? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important, why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 divided by 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Oh well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence locker, or of evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, 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 nice. Good show, Littleworthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. I guess I will press on this. On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Archie? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose it could help if you helped me by giving me data on your course. Or on your case. Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. When the victim died, we know. They've already said that. How the victim was killed is interesting, and where the victim was found is interesting. I guess where is probably the most interesting thing for me to figure out. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this case, or this here case, so I can't talk much about it. I guess press and then maybe present. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Hello, Poster! I mean, yeah, it's been a long time, but it's good to have you back. When it comes to how the gaming is, well, it's gaming. This case has had a few annoying turns, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it, hopefully. I hope you've been alright since you last joined the stream. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the police department. Okay? 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife? What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Oh. That's a weird way to do things. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Yeah, I mean, this is case 5, and from what I know, this was a part of the first game, but it was not in all versions of the first game. It is something that got added in this trilogy, or maybe a re-release as well, so this was not from the original game. So that's probably why you don't remember it. Well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's gender feels useless. The victim's ID number, do we have... I mean, we do have an ID number, so maybe... Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? Yeah, this tells me this is Goodman's. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department? Tells you something? What does it tell you? Take that! Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police... Isn't this right? Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, the ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with A2. I forgot. Didn't even get the first number right. Again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as attack, righto, sharp as attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible, so what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy, no need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with this Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered at the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, I could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? No, that was the second rule of... What was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? Oh, I was just doing my job. No. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defender's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth? Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. Yeah, Edgeworth is not having a good day. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope that it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. After break of the trial, can you give me a quick recap of the case on Detective was killed and now it's killed at 2 places? Okay, yeah, sure. I'll give you a quick recap poster. We're investigating, so that gives us perfect opportunity to do stuff. Okay, so this man here, Detective Goodman, was found inside of the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Murdered, obviously. And the person accused was Lana Sky, who is the big sister of Emma, who you can see on the screen. Now, Lana Sky confessed to the murder. However, Emma does not believe that her sister actually killed Goodman, and we are here trying to prove her innocence. Now, what we recently found out is that Goodman was apparently murdered at 2 different places at the very same time. Other pieces of evidence is the knife was from the toolbox in the trunk of Edgeworth's car, which makes it seem like the murder was not meditated. And we see that the car got there to the parking lot at 5:12 p.m. and the murder happened at 5:15 p.m. 1 knife wound, died within an hour. We have 1 lunch lady who's a former investigator who is doing very shady stuff around the crime scene. We have this Goodman's note that was found in his hand. And this is the parking lot floor plan. So, I don't know if... Okay, you can't see my mouse, good. So this is the car, this is where he was found, and this is the B parking lot, so this is where visitors get to park, and there's an iron gate that stops you from just climbing over. You have to go all the way around. And yeah, so the A side is the prosecutor's side. Not a lot more really to say on top of that, because a lot of things are very unsure. This is a supposed photograph of right after the murder, and you can of course see Lana Sky, who is the suspect, having blood on her coat, and you see parking lot A, and you see Edgeworth's car, and you see the trunk. Yeah, the victim's shoe has blood from both Lana Sky and Goodman himself on it, and this switchblade knife you just saw being submitted to court. So that's kind of like a synopsis. It is essentially the suspect admits to a murder she has not done, and we have to prove her innocent despite that. I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see, what is going on? Hey, look! Right as you asked for it, the game is giving you an explanation. The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this "and the evidence room" part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? It was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That old drum, was it empty? The old drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminal testing fluid. Luminal? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Evident, even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor, I can't even drink it. I'm testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh, you had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray it. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Scientifically. Yeah, the amount of blood is very little. The perpetrator and the detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, they'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? We're gonna mark up the floor plans when we find the bloodstain, okay? So we're gonna find multiple. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Sky. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star! You only trust your own eyes, huh? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. I want to do more... I guess I can't do more luminol testing. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starbird. No, it's okay, it was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood. And that testimony still stands. Ah. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they call me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean. Okay, why can't I talk to her about it, then? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident, it's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, the SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Apparently she can't. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here on this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that, it's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Why doesn't she want to talk about SL9? Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday, and I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. So is there anything else I'm supposed to present to her? To make her talk? A body with Edgeworth's knife stuck in it was found in Edgeworth's car. I think he owes me his gratitude. Gratitude? Why, if I hadn't witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect. I wonder. Still, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? I know. Even the detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense a detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. Just like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene, let's go take a look. Can we? Oh, I guess we can. What's with the decor in this place? It's very, blah blah blah. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? I'm sure it sure seems that way. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, it's so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. I mean, yeah. Look on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. Sure have an active imagination. Yipes. These sure are prickly, they must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. I don't really think there's anything interesting for me to see there. So I think there's something else I have to do first. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time. Looks like Miss Guy is in questioning. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in two places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. So there is something I'm supposed to do with her. There's something I'm supposed to present. Just food. you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guardroom. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes? In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Mr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Will she now, finally? That incident really opened my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort? Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. No one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I came to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Ricky? What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. I've never had a Salisbury steak, so I have no clue if that is a lunch I should be excited for or not. And he was nice to me too then, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were, nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Now we should be able to talk to him. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! When wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We caught our criminal. We just need evidence. The criminal, you mean? You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need my steak... I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. I want to go to the evidence room too. No, apparently they want me to postpone that. Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Ween! Oh, what was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator against, sir. That's what I'd say. Poor Meekins. Oh, hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but it's Mr. Edgeworth and we're on the premises. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. I'm like a lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. I should have said this. Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins? You didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. I really don't like that sound. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir? Oh, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. Yeah, it's a terrible sound. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. He's such an annoying person. So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went up white. I saw red, I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand, just like Miss Guy. I haven't seen One Piece, so I would not be able to help you with that. Or I haven't really seen anything adjacent to that either. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? So to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And then the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how it felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Ah yes, well that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. I mean, I feel like I know pretty well what is going on. Detective Goodman was killed in the evidence room. It was put in Edgeworth's car and transported when he traveled to the prosecutor's office, and then the whole thing was staged because we don't really have any evidence of him actually having been stabbed in the prosecutor's office. So I think that's how he was killed at two places at the same time, because he wasn't. He was transported to the other place. That would explain how they have the same time of death, same guy and everything. And also would tell you why... Yeah, it would just tell you, explain everything, I believe. So what I want to do next, I think, is go to the evidence room, because I don't think there's anything I want to present to Meekins. Okay, there is still something for me to do with Meekins. That is very annoying. So what do I present even? Hey, why do you have that? That's from the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man, innocent. If this is a dream, sir, then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it, sir. That's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment, but sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card was the cause of it all. His ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room, I asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that does sound pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir, that's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went wide. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh, the videotape? Or on the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crimer. I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on the tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Now they want us to actually go to the crime scene. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Gant. And are you sure this is all him? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives is looking a little flustered. All right, my boy. Have you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, were they? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committing with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with that boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having the top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Karma. Legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. Detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I presume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? No, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. This in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, I can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives trap shut. Ah, and he was the one you were picking on earlier? Oh, you saw that? Whoops. Wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Is there anything I need to present to him? Probably. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? I guess he's not really gonna say a lot. No? So there is something. They keep telling us to go to the guard station and without actually wanting us to go to the guard station. So something I'm supposed to present to him. So I presented pretty much everything, so there doesn't seem like there's anything I can do. Can I examine the Chief of Detectives? Oh, sorry, you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. They wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What, you kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. You didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. I should really get back to the investigating the police department crime scene. Was, So I can't present that either. That's interesting. Oh. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after... Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me to, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Now we should be able to go to the guard station. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Ah, the card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something suspicious with the Chief of Police. There is no reason for him to take such long pauses before speaking if he was actually that nice. Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina sky so grey? Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest, that's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little dogies, the crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. This is when we present the Salisbury's steak lunch. That smell reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch, I see. I don't see, I wonder what it means. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard that name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years, so we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vaults at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. That happened to SL9 2 days ago. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Oh, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago... Well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like the stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand here... the easiest one to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that my Officer Mikis mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon there might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove the record is tied to the stabbing. I mean, yeah. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Other one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look at the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. So I guess my theory is a bit out of the window, because if Edgeworth parked at 5:13 and Goodman's card was used here at 5:14, that is a bit difficult. However, it is technically still possible, because even though there should only be one card, there's nothing stopping you really for a copy to exist. Especially if that is what the missing item or lost item report Goodman was filling out was about. Then he would have gotten a second copy of the card. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. And nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please don't look like a selfish man. Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire, knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gans, will loan anyone $50, even me? So that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. Guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. I kinda wanna look at it. Okay, it has nothing filled up yet. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now. We're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. See, I guess it's what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed, so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? The other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. Or even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. What's this, blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Look, this one's open and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coded with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty, they must have taken the contents elsewhere. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? I mean SL9, it does have a tag on it. Don't think there's anything else worth there. I guess we present... Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Apparently I was missing a speck of dust. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. I think that's it. Let's see, now we know how to spray. No, we can't spray here, okay, apparently. Let's see if she recognizes any of the ID cards. No. Maybe we can move to Edgeworth and ask him? No, we can't. So what's next? I mean, I guess what I didn't do is present stuff to Gumshoe, but let's look at Meekins first, if he can confirm. No? He refuses to look at that? I mean, it could be that he was making a lost item report of his ID card, considering he screwed up his own ID, because that is... might have been too difficult for him to remember. But I guess we'll go to the, evidence room and make Gumshoe do stuff. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. I did see... this. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. But he doesn't tuck in his shirt on that trench coat either. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Okay, but whose locker is this? I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone, because of the SL9 connection. That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Miss Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. The killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Oh, what do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Yeah? There's nothing new information-wise there. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Scare to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean of... Yeah, he said this before. This I just went over. That's the photo Miss Starr took. Anything you could tell us about it? That Miss Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter, I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16, that's how old I am now, what happened? I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school too. There doesn't seem to be anything for me to find here. The tag says SL911. I guess that is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag, it's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sounds like it? Ag, gag, nag, lag, sag. Sag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? What is it I'm missing? Man, what... I'm still missing something for Edgeworth to come back. Oh well, listen, we should begin with that, you know, that thing. The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously? Well, you see, we should go to the police department, the evidence room. So there's more to do with the gumshoe, is what I'm getting. But I feel like I tried everything. Or is there more for me to... Are these things important? I guess they are. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces here? Another piece of SL9. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, I can rotate. So I need something very jagged. Like this? No. Okay, flat bottom, jagged side. I mean, this looks pretty... not perfect. This one looks pretty good. I wanted to rotate. That looked definitely did not look really right. There's a piece missing. Dun dun dun. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. So was that the last thing, or do I have more stuff? If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? And two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? It looks like an amphora. I'll make sure to remember the next time I make a jar. What is the saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Yeah, that's a bit sus. Are we gonna comment on the bloodstains? Hey look, they're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. I mean, are we done now? Can we present the... No, we can't present the jar. Probably not the detention center. Will you say anything about the amphora? Is Edgeworth back now? No, he's not. So there's still something I am missing. Okay, so this is just a recap, pretty much. So what is it I am missing? Is there more in here I'm missing? Like... And it feels like I presented everything I can present to him. So what is it? Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll go back to the underground parking lot. Okay, I guess this is where we're supposed to be. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer, but she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides, so this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. And did she update the map like she said she would? Yeah, she did. And the question is now, is this what I need to go on? Because the question is, who do I go on with? Where do I go to? No, still not Edgeworth. I didn't mean to click that. Sometimes it just doesn't register the down and up presses. Is there more for me to find on this? Oh. Those are still ticked, which makes me think that they still are saying the same thing. So there is still something else I am missing. No. Because I can see a handprint, but it doesn't really let me analyze it. And we did check pretty much all realistic places in the underground parking lot. We did check the guard station. We did check the evidence room. So what is it wants me to do? What is it I'm missing? What is it I'm supposed to find or say? So far this has not come into effect whatsoever. All talked about, presented pretty much everything. Yet it is still trying to tell me that there is more here. Please don't tell me I have to check this. That's the door we just came in through. Looks like you don't need an ID card to get out. I wonder if what would happen if Officer Marshall cut the power while we were inside. Let's hope he remembers we're in here. Surely that is not the final thing I needed to click on. Because if that's the case, that would be really, really dumb. I was supposed to present something older. Hey, that's it. That's the king of blah blah blah. Yeah, that is the text we've seen before. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Oh, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma, I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have a kind of a ring to it. Okay, so it doesn't help at all. I don't think I've read this before, but there were a lot of people coming and going after the seminars. They took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful? I toiled night and day. Sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they removed it. Okay, so that didn't tell us anything. And the rest I'm fairly sure I have presented. And this... I mean, this is the part I dislike about the game. It does not help you whatsoever if you do not know exactly what they're asking of you. Like, they just really do not want to do anything. And the supposed hint system just tells me, hey, there's more in the evidence room, except there's not more in the evidence room. And it says we need evidence to look at... continue onwards with this guy, but... we presented the evidence already. Yeah, we already have... this. And one thing they try to hint us is, oh, talk to other people, but we've talked with everybody that we have available. Like presenting for Marshall, he doesn't tell us his. Neither does Mr. Can I examine the cameras to see if I can get access to the tape? You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room in total, 1 for each section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for a man to know. Unless you're the security guard responsible. Okay, so that gave us nothing. I feel almost like, hey, this is just annoying. I want to move. Like they tell us once again, just go to the evidence room, but what have I missed there? I haven't missed anything. Meekins doesn't respond to anything. I'm pretty sure I found everything I need to find here. And I don't think Miss Star is actually gonna talk about much. I mean, I would love to talk to her more, but... Yeah, I don't think there really is anything more for her. So the question is, do I be boring and look up what it is I'm missing? Because I'm not getting anywhere here. I think the next thing is to talk to Edgeworth, but I'm missing some trigger. And it's really not fun just going around trying what feels like everything, but there's obviously something I'm missing. I guess we'll go into the evidence room. We've already talked to him about everything we can talk to him about, so let's just present things one at a time. And let's hope I don't do that. And we already know his reaction to the record. Okay, so Gumshoe does not have anything we can present to. We have searched everywhere with this and found nothing. So is it a third place with the luminol? Oh, I guess there was another place. Looks like a right hand. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What is this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I better jot this down on the floor plan. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was it something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about here. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. So now maybe we can talk to Edgeworth. Well, I finally found the last piece of thing I needed. I keep forgetting how to actually get to the prosecutor's office because it's so different in this game. Or not this game, this case. Oh, guest, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave, so long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry. I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side of Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, I think the whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time, again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, I've never seen him this out of sorts. And now it's time to pepper him with things. I guess this is relevant. Oh right, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usages? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have been... It would have to... It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Oh. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old cult was involved in that case 2 years ago too, then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Miss Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not, I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code I follow. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, huh? Well then, we might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks? How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Well, let's get going. One last investigation. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. I mean, I've seen them in multiple places. I mean, technically there was a handprint here, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of handprints. Like the one on the blue badger here. But I don't seem to be able to use the fingerprinting set here. So I'll go... Wait, this is the wrong one. I need to go to the outside, and from the outside I can get to the guard station, and from the guard station I can get to the evidence room. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. Finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I mean, that seems pretty clear. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get the sparkle in her eyes. First we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake, see? Oh, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. Aha, you did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down, that's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at that locked door again closely. Oh, a smudge. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. And the fingerprints outside the blood. No, that's not clear enough. There we go. Yeah, print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. Oh, how am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? No, it's not Damon's. It's not Meekin's. It's not Jake's. Doesn't quite look... It's Gumshoe's. Aha, so these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, right? You gave me this, so what? I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This should have gone Do I have to do the luminal stuff again? This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? Yeah. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemicals means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that aren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody... I mean... I don't see any smudges. Do they want me to go for that? No. Oh, they wanted me to test for a finger. Or is there supposed to be a smudge there that you just can't see? Just to notify, isn't this the usual time you're ending the stream? Yes, it is. I don't know how long ago you wrote that, sorry. Yes, it is. I'll hope this is kind of the end of the investigation day, because it's really difficult to save otherwise. It's Officer Marshall. Oh, Officer Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. The luminal reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh, so we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. See, to be continued. Sorry, I hit my mic. Now we're going to be able to save. So we can end the stream now. Day 3 try... Oh, it's already day 3. That means it's the last day. Yeah, well, thank you for showing up, Poster. It's always a pleasure having you around. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, day, evening, or whatever time it is for you, and I will see you in the next stream. So until then,